Yeah, it didn't arrive here in record-breaking time, I have to say. Royal Mail took a little bit longer than perhaps they normally would, and then one of the days was a bank holiday. So it took 4 or 5 days or something, working days or whatever, to come. Ooh. I don't remember them being in this box before. I hope that's an upgrade. I hope it's not that I've ordered the wrong one. Do you want to have a look? They're quite more substantial than I remember them being. I think these are the sort of basic line ones, and there are apparently better quality ones than this as well, which kind of look like this in the photos. But anyway, these are LED light bulbs, and these particular ones are for, you know, the little rings you get on BMW headlights. They make those, the halos, and they make them very white rather than yellow. It's amazing how things have moved on. When those lights first came out, I never thought of them as being yellow. I thought of them as being white. Yeah, I've fitted them, or I've had them already, but like I say, one of them went after about 14 or 15 months. We'll see what happens with the other one. I got these from E70 Automotive, I guess, link in the description, all the rest of it. I hope not, I do that. I'm sure I will. But he's very good, did all my interior. He supplied the bulbs, Sam Mubarak, he supplied the bulbs for my interior lights, so that they're sort of crispy as well, because those look a bit yellow. And there's a couple that still are, because they're awkward to change, and because I think they look quite all right there. But when I got the car, it had a few sort of blue LEDs, which is very nice, very sort of mood lighting. But when you put the interior light on to see something, and it goes like, ooh, goes into a mood rather than, can I have some light? It's not really what you want. So done those, did the actual Xenon headlight bulb upgrades. I'm not sure if they're whiter or not than the originals. They probably are a little bit, but they're brighter. But what do you call them? Xenons actually, I didn't know this, maybe it's the same with most bulbs, I don't know, but Xenons tend to sort of, their luminosity, their brightness sort of tends to dim during their lifespan. So I got the car with these ones needing replacing, I guess, and they didn't. I was having not had Xenons before, I was really looking forward to it and didn't really see the benefit of them. Although I had tested some brand new sort of cars and was impressed by those, so I thought, oh, maybe I'm just been spoilt by little 24-hour tests in things like, what is it, an EQC, is it? Little electric milk float Mercedes. Well, actually, it was a bit quicker than a milk float, I must admit. It was a nice car, actually. Anyway, those lights, they had auto dip as well. Those lights were, it was amazing. They were kind of like they were like searchlights, you know. Anyway, but when I put the Xenon, the new Xenons in, it was amazing. I mean, it was night and day. And basically, I took them over a golf course that's near me at night, so I could, you know, really see how good they were. But also because I noticed, because mine's got the dynamic, I think they're called dynamic headlights. Are they called dynamic or adaptive headlights? Can't remember. I've got adaptive suspension or dynamic suspension, and adaptive headlights or dynamic headlights, and they're not. One's called one, the other's called the other. I don't know which way around it is anyway. Something like that. But anyway, this is supposed to turn like the old Citroen SM, Maserati Citroens in the 70s used to, rare as they were. So turn the steering wheel and one of the bulbs or something kind of like moves. It does the fog light thing where the fog light comes on when you turn in left, the left fog light comes on, does that sort of thing. But the actual headlights themselves also kind of move. And I knew that, and I'd sort of noticed it a little bit, but with a decent set of bulbs in there, you could really see it. It was like you go around a corner, and again, with them being so bright, it was like having a big, like a Batman searchlight in the sky, you know, well, not in the sky, but you know. Anyway, so they're good. I don't know how much better than regular Xenons, SMD's Xenon bulbs are, but they're certainly better than old ones. I can vouch for that. And these, which I put in for the halos, they definitely made them look a lot fresher, a lot crisper, a lot a lot brighter actually as well, but a lot whiter, rather than that sort of nicotine-stained yellow that the others tend to look like to me now. And then the other thing was there was no coding needed, there was no error, because I think LED lights, they draw such a lot less wattage. It can give the sensors a warning, you know, they think, okay, there's not a lot of wattage or whatever coming from that source. Sounds like you got a bulb out or this, you know. So they might, sometimes they give you a malfunction. Some people have to code them out, or you buy little tools, or you ignore the warnings or whatever. But these, or the ones that are in there now, they didn't do that. They were fine and just put them straight in. I also got rear indicator lights. Why didn't I get the front ones? Front ones I didn't get because they don't do them yet. They're also a real pain to fit. Side repeaters I was going to get, and you can get the ones that they sort of flash along in a line. But anyway, long story short, I decided, no, I'm not going to bother with those right now. But the rear ones are amazing. They're, you know, LEDs, they come instantly on, instantly off, and they're just so bright, and it really freshens up, you know, what is obviously quite an old car now. But anyway, so I do recommend them. I'll see what happens with these. They do definitely. I don't remember the old ones being as kind of substantial as this. I'll see when I take the old one out. I'll film that. But here they are. Thanks, Sam. I'm very happy to have them arrive. Cheers. Okay. There you go. There it is. There's a... Sorry about the glare, the sun's in the front. Anyway, you see the light that come on. There's more to it than that. It sort of pops up randomly. Oh, and on the head-up display, maybe that's where I didn't look. Anyway, on the head-up display, it says, it gives a message, don't remember what it is. It's a standard message for this, but it's not just that there's a bulb out or something. It's like some, anyway, whatever. I can't even remember exactly what it says. But anyway, it says stuff. And so I am going to replace, and it's a little bit wriggly around here right now. I'm sitting on a yellow line that's moving into its restriction time, you know, between 1 and 2 you have to move it, so I don't really want to have my head under the bonnet and somebody turns up and tells me to move the car, so I might just, oh, here we go, side time lights on right faulty. I suppose it's not such a, you can't really see that, but anyway, it says it on the head-up display, side/daytime lights on right faulty. You think, well, yeah, the bulb's gone, but all right, I suppose that's a good, in robot speak, you know, malfunction in front right error bus. Anyway, so that's what it is, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to drag the car up to somewhere where I won't get disturbed should the ticketing authority show its face on this bank holiday Saturday. Well, it's not a bank holiday, is it? It's a Saturday. So yeah, do have to move it. Gonna move it, stick it somewhere where I can pop the bonnet, and I might go somewhere a bit more inventive than just a few yards up the road. Because weirdly enough, although that's a yellow line there, those aren't enforced on a Saturday. The one I'm on right now is. So anyway, I'm gonna move the car to somewhere I find more interesting, to just undisturbed pop the bonnet and show you how to fit one of these bulbs and make sure that hopefully is what was wrong, there's not some other thing. Maybe I'll disturb a wire as I do it and all of a sudden it will work and it was a loose wire, which means I've wasted my money on a bulb, and also would mean that I've got to do something about this random loose wire fault. So that's kind of, what's that, worst case scenario. best thing is just simple change a bulb. We'll find out. Right. See you in a sec. Greetings again. Right. Let's. There's a car coming. Right. So I've gone somewhere. I mean, this is actually a public road. It's quite a nice public road. Here in Northwood. The bonnet. There you go. I haven't lifted it since the bonnet, that is, since I got the car going the other day when it had given me some issues. Anyway, not sure what I'm going to do with my tripod. But anyway, let's have a look. Now this is the point where I have to remember in there basically there is do with my phone lower down, but I want it on the tripod. Don't know what that sound is. Something still making a noise. Yeah, this thing's gonna tip, and it's up a bit too high to have it at any other angle, so I'm gonna see what I can do. Let me have a look. Right, here we go. Okay, it's basically in there. There's a cap which you need to take off. If I remember rightly. That. Oh yeah. Not sure if I've done this right. Let me just see in terms of the light. If I was the other side, no, this doesn't matter. Okay, I'm just wondering where to place the car so that you can actually see what I'm doing. Anyway, so I'm not sure what it's going to do. I can't actually remember what I did here. It's better than most. Oh, don't know what that little. Oh, I know what it is. 1 second. Well, I've got. It's probably the daytime running lights, but I've just realised another little thing is that I was going to check and see. I've just and see whether or not it was just some sort of a loose connection. When I say just, that for me is going to be more trouble than changing a bulb. But anyway, I'm going to go and because then you've got to fix that and figure out what it is and everything. I'm just going to check. As I was touching the lighting, the thing that was whirring stopped whirring. Anyway, I just want to see, am I still getting an error? Let's go on to my lights. Let's have a look. Yes, I am. Side daytime lights on full. I don't know if you can see that. Anyway, well, that's all good. I'm glad. Well, I'm glad. I suppose I am glad about that in a way, because I have the bulb, and let's just replace it and see if that cures it. But it is a little bit fiddly. Yeah, let's check again, the lights are off. I know obviously it's got Xenons in there, you have to be careful, but this isn't the Xenon one that I'm changing, so hopefully it'll be right. Can you see in there? Yeah, so basically, I think there's some little pins. I'm going to take the other ones out so it gives me a little. Oh, I know. Yeah. I know what it is. It's not. There's some clips that I've got to, like a circuit that I've got to deal with. Oh dear. Right, because I don't think it would just come out. Oh, and I remember another thing as well. They're directional as well, which way they go around, and that's a 50-50 thing. I can't remember exactly. I'm feeling around trying to find the little clip. Because I can't, visually I can't see it. And it's not just pulling out. No, maybe it is just a turn. Here it is, okay. You just turn it, I just turned it about 90 degrees anti-clockwise. And it came out. And then what I don't want to do is drop the wire in there. I tell you guys, this is potential for just irritation on this job. It's there. And then I'll be able to show you better when I get the thing off. Anyway, you can see the bulb there. It's just got some little clips that I've got to get off. But I don't want the other side of the bulb holder to go. I think I know what car. I think this is a car, not a motorbike. I think this is a Lotus, an old 50s Lotus. And here's a bike I can hear. Anyway. So. See if I can show you. Don't know if you can see that or not. But anyway, I could do without that. It's a wasp or something, or a bee. Let's see if that comes on, or if I have to 180 degree it. Right, that's come on, isn't it? What I didn't do, of course, is check the old one. I'm sure the old one probably doesn't work. And what I want to do is pinch these clips back into place so that the thing is in there. But I'm trying not to touch. I think I've pushed it in far enough for the clips to come in. Right, so the thing is connected now. If you can see, because I certainly can't. Anyway, so now what I'm going to do is put the adapter in the hole out of the way. Line the thing up so that once the bulb has been twisted into place, so that it's clipped in and held, which I don't know if I'm managing to do yet. Just have to feel for it. Turn it back, and what I hope is that the bulb is rotated so that it's the right way. And what I mean by that is you want to put it in and twist it so that it's like that, not like that. So I don't know if you can put it in like that, but if you do and you turn it obviously 90 degrees, it's going to be like that. So you need to get it so that you're putting it in like that, and you turn it so that it's like that. And I'm sure I remember when I read about it before that you've got to get it, plug them in the right way round, like they are. I think if you plug those pins in 180 degrees around the wrong way, it doesn't light up. I think that's what the saying is. Just checking something else here, but let's not get into that just yet. So let's see anyway. Don't remember winding the window down, but anyway, it looks like I did. Alright, so that's on. I won't maybe know until the night. Yeah, it looks nice and bright. Let's have a look. It's obviously going to flicker for you guys because of the refresh rate. But when I look at the camera, actually, it does look. Oh, yeah, no, it's alright. Yeah. So I think that's okay. I think that's a done deal. Got to make sure I know which one wasn't working. Allegedly wasn't working. I definitely should have checked, shouldn't I? Maybe it was half working because a bit of the angel eye was lit up. So I should have just switched them on while I'd pulled the thing out. That was a bit ridiculous when I'm not doing that. But anyway, you know, just out of interest to see that one side of it wasn't working or both sides weren't working or what the hell was going on there. But anyway, the new one certainly lit up, and it certainly stayed lit up inside. What I want to know now is, yeah, I've got everything out of there. Just want to see probably just the ignition being on would be enough, but if I get a code, not a code, a warning, you know, flash up, and it doesn't look, I've got a dynamic damping control thing that's going to get sorted soon, but anyway, but the light one was coming on before that, and it's not now, so that's just bleeping at me that the lights are on, but no error message, so it looks like I've done it. I'm going to put the cap back in to there. Once again, it'll change my day if I drop it, and it would change my day in a way that I'm not looking for it to be changed. Sorry to be so poetic, but I've got to be a bit, when you can't, you're not really supposed to swear, use that kind of language, you've got to be creative in other ways, haven't you? So let's just see now. There it is, just that same sort of thing, put it in, twist it 90 degrees, but the last sort of 10 degrees or so are the bit where it really clips in, so you have to kind of really get in there, and that was clockwise. Yeah, so that's done. I just noticed a little thing here. Well, maybe I won't get into that just yet, but it just looks to me like, looking at, I'm going to show you this. If I spun the camera around, it would be fine, but this here is all lined up nicely, but I don't know if you can see, but this light, it's sort of, there is a gap, and I don't remember it being like that before. Might be that rubber seal needs to go over both sides of the, no it doesn't, okay, I don't know, maybe it doesn't matter. It seems to have come out of its housing in some way, but the reason why I'm a little bit iffy about it is because apparently what happens is water runs down here. Yeah, I'll look at that later. Runs down there and gets in on, sits on top of number 6 or number 5 actually, injector, and rots that out. Depending on where you buy them, those can be 330 quid ish. Anyway, I've done. Thank you, YouTube. I've changed the bulb on my car. I mean, if you could send me your master mechanic and top geezer badges, I would very much appreciate it, because quite clearly that's an epic job I've carried out there. And those of you from countries that don't understand English sarcasm, or a little bit of jokey sort of self-deprecation, that was a joke. I am aware of the fact that my changing a bulb was not necessarily as groundbreaking as it felt like when I was trying to do it, but nevertheless, I've done it, and that means it's done. The little plastic cowl in there I'll look at another point. I just don't want to get into that right now. But yeah, don't really know why it made a funny little noise at me there. It sounded like a conker landed on the car, but anyway, I better check that I've got all the tripod bits. Yes, I have. You know, just saying. And I guess, you know what, I'm going to do a very quick thing, because I do go on otherwise, but I'm not going to. I'm going to get just more non-groundbreaking things, but different for me. I'm going to get some sort of a multimeter or something, and I'm going to get a little bit of understanding of basic, like basically I just want to test this, see if it's working, but I don't want to go through all the rigmarole of going through that again. But of course, if it's just pure 12 volt, then I guess that means I just need a positive and negative on it, but I don't want to blow the thing out of its skull. And I just think I'm sort of old enough now not to, you know, to know that. I should know that stuff by now, is what I'm trying to say. And so I think I'll do a little bit of that. Just there's because there's a few, you know, like when something breaks electrically, you can check if it's on the circuit or if it's the actual device itself, sort of thing. I don't really want to mention it, but I'm going to, because otherwise I'm just not making any sense. Throttle body actuator. Basically, do I throw the whole thing away, or, you know, and get another one, a new one, a second-hand one, or whatever, or do I check first to make sure it's not a problem with the circuit? And I've seen guys doing that, and it's like not a big thing. So just like bing, 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 plug it in, just, okay, there's the feed, there's the earth, there's the blah, it's getting voltage, okay, there is, you know, whether a signal is being transmitted, well, that's something else, but it's getting what it needs theoretically to do the job Is it being told to do the job? Don't know, but it's getting what it needs to do the job. So let's go with just changing the thing. And then you can change the thing, and if that doesn't cure it, the new one's faulty, or you've got a problem. I don't even know if it would be so much in the ECU, but you know, back of just the loom. So that's it really, in old man speak. Check the loom first. And I probably could have done that with this bulb. You say, okay, fine, just check the loom. Is it getting power? Yep. Is it getting no power when it should get no power? Yep. Okay, good. It's probably not the loom then. That's a good thing, isn't it? Check the bulb. Oh yeah, look, the bulb, I've got power that I know is power, and it's not lighting up the bulb, or it's not lighting up both sides of the bulb. Okay, fine, it's definitely the bulb. Then plug the bulb in or get a bulb. And, you know, most of the time we just sort of think, bulb's gone, change a bulb. So you can do that too. But I just think sometimes it's good, you know, there's a bit of, I got some missing bits in my basic, just run-of-the-mill, not much to write home about sort of skills. There's some sort of missing bits, and like I say, it's not really a charming characteristic to not know. If it is to someone, it isn't to me anymore. So it's time to get a couple of bits and pieces and just do what the big boys do when there's a problem. Put it on a multimeter and say, yeah, fine, okay, it's probably the actuator, then get yourself an actuator, mate, or whatever. Anyway, thanks a lot. Thanks for listening. I could definitely go on. I haven't even had any coffee yet. Once I have, I'll run out of hard drive. So I'm going now before I get on a roll. And maybe I could even cut all this. Who knows? But there's how you change the bulb on a, how would I describe this? Pre-LCI, so pre-2010, Mark II, i.e. X70, E35, E70 X5 35D with xenon lights and adaptive headlights. In other words, they sort of follow a little bit the trajectory of the steering wheel, because it does matter. If you've got different lights, you need different bulbs, of course. And it was, these do look very similar to the, in fact they look identical. So they so much look identical that I'd better wrap this one up as probably broken. That's the other thing. If I'd seen that it categorically didn't work, I'd throw it in the bin. But right now I'm still like, never know, it might work. So I got it hanging around as this, what was that? Did it work? Didn't it work? Silly. All I needed to do was just switch the lights on when this thing was still plugged in and see if it came on. Rattle it around a bit, see if it was a dodgy connection. But I didn't, because I was filming and I was trying to do all of everything. But anyway, but yeah, so these are LED. That's the halos. That's the, you know, this deals with the halos, this circular angel eyes, you know, on this particular car being an E70 or X5. And it makes them, definitely makes them brighter. I'm not so sure that's the point as such, but it's because they're just side lights, but it does make them brighter, but it makes them, more importantly, really white, crisp white, instead of that sort of murky yellow thing. And it's now working, so that's good. And I will do a video, maybe perhaps be better in the dark, to cover the interior lights and stuff, because I got those from SMD Automotive as well. I'm not sponsored at the moment. If I get enough viewers, maybe I could hustle for some sponsorship on this, that or the other, but right now no paid promotion or anything, no link, maybe a link in the description, but no discount, unfortunately, if you say Paul 20 or something. But anyway, SMD Automotive, Sam, who heads the unit up, he's a good guy, and he's provided me with LEDs for interior light upgrades, to get those nice and crisp white instead of sort of nicotine yellow. And Xenons I got from him as well. Some nice, really bright LED indicator bulbs for the rear. They don't do them for the front, I don't think. I think he said he hasn't found a set that are reliable enough or something, or the quality or something. Anyway, they're apparently a bit awkward to fit anyway, but So yeah, I've got rear ones, and they're just nice. They're really bright, and it's just they're so fast because it's LED. It's instant on. It doesn't warm up, and you can really tell it sort of makes the car look young again. I will put a video up at some point of the before and after, and I had one point where it was side by side, an old one on one side, a new one on the other, and you could really see, and it just having it slow, it just really makes the car look a bit tired. Those of you who are of my age will remember when you had earthing problems on old things like old Morris Minors and something, or you come up against some guy at the lights and he's got his foot on the brake as he's slowing down, and he's got his right indicator on, and the right indicator sort of murmurs into some dull little glow and murmurs back off again. And that was an exaggeration because mine weren't that bad, but it did remind me. But having nice, real crisp on, off, bright indicators just made the car look a little bit more on its toes and a little bit more youthful, rather than the sort of groan of like, oh, I'm turning left, you know. So anyway, so I recommend them. Blah blah blah. Thank you very much for joining. This is a nice little street. There's going to be something a bit special in there. I think that house or the one next door, apparently Tom Cruise lived there when he was making Mission Impossible 1. So anyway, but I just wanted to get out of everyone's way and fit my bulb. This is actually a public road. There's some nice houses along here. They're in the sort of 3 to sort of 5 or 6 million sort of band, but they are very lovely, and people think it's a private road. It's not, it's a public road, but that's a story I've covered on my channel. Go and have a look if you're that way inclined. But thanks for watching this one. I hope it helped. It obviously didn't help, because I can tell you one thing for sure: no one's going to watch a 35-minute video on how to change a light bulb, you know, when there are 2-minute ones out there. So if you watched all of this, something about me must interest you. Thanks for doing that. All right, cheers. I hope it helped. Like, subscribe, all the rest of it. Comment, just say hi, do whatever you do. Enjoy your day. Go well. Peace.